What's good, nerds? So like a lot of people, I actually really love coffee, and this is definitely not something unique to me, but I want to talk about one of my favorite tech gadgets, and that's this coffee maker. So this is a Gaggia Classic, and even if you're not interested in coffee or coffee makers or anything like that, this video is not really about the coffee maker itself. It's more about the simplicity of the device and how I feel like we sort of lost all that simplicity over time. A lot of devices now are kind of complicated to use, and they're not repairable. You can't really tinker with them. And those are some issues that I have with modern day tech. And this Gaggia is modern. I mean, it was made, I think, in 2022, so it's not old at all. But these things are known to last. I mean, people have ones from the 90s still that are still running. And the reason for that is because you can open it up and tell exactly what you're looking at. So I just want to talk about quickly how simple the device is to use and basically how to use it. So it definitely has a very striking design, and I think whenever people see it, they're like, wow, what is that? Like big, like it's very blocky. And some people like it, some people hate it. I personally really like the design. It has these 3 switches at the top. So the first one is power on and off. So obviously you have to turn it on. And then next to that is the coffee symbol. So this one turns on the actual like pressure to push the coffee out. So all you do is flip the switch and it turns on and starts pouring the shot. And then next to that is this steam icon. So this one, you move the little steam wand and then you can turn on the steam, but you actually have to release this valve on the left side. There's like this little handle that you turn and all the steam will come out. And if you want to get hot water out of it, you turn on the coffee one and the steam one. And it looks a lot more complicated than it is, but it's actually super simple once you get the hang of it. And I think UI, I guess you could say, or like how this device operates, it's just great. It's so simple, but it's very tactile. And I think we're missing a lot of that with screens nowadays. So let me get into the first point of why I really like this device. And that's because it's mechanical. So mechanical devices they're not begging for your attention. And this mixes mechanical, analog, and digital all together. And it's super simple and easy to use. So a lot of times like with your phone, notifications, all those sort of things, your phone is vying for your attention. But with devices that have these dedicated purposes, dedicated uses, you actually have to want to go out and do whatever task the device does. Now, so this isn't strictly about coffee. Another great example of this is my iPod, where when I want to listen to music, I go onto it and there's not a billion different apps. There's not YouTube videos I can watch. It's only music. I can play them on there, or I can play like an audiobook or something like that. But the limit of options is what really helps here. So there's a principle to this where the simplicity of choice is great. So instead of going to the grocery store and there being like 50 different items, there's like 3 instead. And grocery stores like Trader Joe's actually have this ideology where instead of having 50 different brands for the same product or the same product, I guess, quote unquote, but like I've seen people show like Dish Soap has like 50 different versions. There's like a platinum version, there's one that's better. And all of that, it bogs you down with having to choose between essentially the same product. And how this sort of applies to this is instead of having one device where I have to pick between 50 different things, I actually have this mechanical or like tangible item that I can use. And it really keeps me, I guess you could say, grounded, because instead of going and playing music on my phone, let's say I get distracted and do something else, I could just go to my iPod. Now, I know you're kind of wondering like, how do I bridge this gap between, I'm talking about like a physical coffee maker and tech as a whole, but I think simple devices like this are really how we're gonna get back to, like, I guess you could say, gaining our attention back. Because if I go and do this, I actually feel a lot more fulfilled in using it because I know how it works and you can open it up. And another great example of this is they sell this 9 bar of pressure spring inside. Now you don't really have to know what that means. It just is, I guess you can make better espresso with it, but you can actually open it up and put this little spring inside. And as soon as you open it up, you can tell sort of what everything does, even if you're not super familiar with the device. And I think that's great. And I think we should bring back a lot of this repairability. But sadly, over time, I feel like a lot of these companies have tried to stop people from repairing their devices or tinkering with them. That's why I think things like building computers is great. It's like a great hobby. And there's a lot of parallels between working on a computer and working on a car. Like my dad's super into repairing cars, and he like put this huge LS3 motor into a car that didn't really fit it, but the motor is like super fast. And I couldn't help but thinking about how I built this like small form factor computer and how I had to do like sort of the exact same thing to get all the components to fit inside that device. So I think working with your hands and stuff is how we can really bring back our attention, especially when everything is like trying to addict us. And on top of that, this also saves money, but instead of like going with upgrades that these companies think you want or upgrades that you really don't need, you can actually do tangible upgrades. And trust me, you'll feel a lot more accomplished after like actually physically doing the upgrade versus, you know, like buying a computer that has an upgraded chip or whatever inside of it. So there's a lot of companies trying to restrict this, but I think sort of the silver lining here is that Apple is going the opposite direction. Now, this is probably because the EU sued them, but now you can actually change out the internal SSD on the Mac Mini. And I think that's a great step in the right direction, where it not only opens up the competition and opens up the free market, I guess you could say, to getting like cheaper storage and stuff. But when you do that, you have to reset the computer and do all the steps, but you feel a lot more accomplished because you're actually putting time and effort into the upgrade, I guess you could say. And it's sort of the same thing. I think they call this the IKEA effect. When you actually build something, you like it a lot more because you built it. Like, you had to put the time and effort into it. And I think a lot of times now, we're losing that. We want things instantly, and I think convenience sort of destroys this feeling that you get of accomplishment from actually doing these things. Now, I know this video is a little bit different for my channel, but it's because recently when I was working on my coffee machine, I realized just how much I like this device. It only does one simple task, but it does it super well, and I have sort of an attachment to it because I've worked inside the device myself. And I think it's the same with like cars, it's the same with all these things. And I think our brains aren't meant to focus on 50 different tasks at once. They're just meant to focus on this one thing. So when I'm making coffee in the morning, I know it's something so simple, but it's sort of like a ritual and it's a habit for me every single day. And I'm not saying like everybody needs to get a coffee machine or be into coffee or anything like that. I just think everybody needs to find something like this where it's something you can work on. It's sort of like ritualistic. It's great. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, I guess you could say, the concept around like digital minimalism, quote unquote, but I think this sort of falls into that category. But yeah, basically all this to say that I think we should really be free to tinker with devices a lot more. So like, for example, my iPod, you could open that up, or I've made quite a few videos about this X-Tank, but a lot of people have created custom software, and it's fun to like boot software onto it and mess around with the device. And I think just a lot of new devices, we're sort of missing out on that. Basically, the point I'm trying to get at in this video is just, I think everybody should tinker a lot more with their devices and sort of try to like hack things, I guess, quote unquote. Even the Spotify car thing, which I got and used all the time, and then they just discontinued it, even though my car doesn't have any, like, I guess you say, smart features. So now I just have to use my phone. But now that people are hacking it and like putting their own custom softwares on there, it brings a whole new life to it. So it doesn't become e-waste like all these other devices do. I could actually use it. But unfortunately, Spotify didn't open source it. It was actually just people going and trying to hack the device. But if people weren't tinkering, we wouldn't end up with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If you like this video, be sure to hop and subscribe. I do a lot more like actually physically hands-on type videos or reviews of devices. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Later.